Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus Washington Redskins Week 8 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there will always be some fluidity in terms of team trends each week. However, there will always be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. So when you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data is just looking at how the offense is doing, how the defense is doing, how the special teams is doing, and all the other sort of information. And when you look at this data, the Dallas Cowboys are favored in this game, slightly favored in this game. There is a lot of things that the Cowboys do that are a lot better than the Redskins, and there are some areas where the Redskins are better than the Cowboys in those respects, which kind of gives them the advantage. But overall, when you look at so when we dive into this data overall, first off, the reason why the Cowboys are favored is because, one, turnover ratio. Cowboys have a much better turnover ratio percentage compared to the Redskins, and that is a big factor because if you turn the football over, you're giving the other team more opportunities to put points on the board, and as a result, that's an issue in a game like this, especially where it might come down. It might be really close. And then when you look at sack percentage, the ability to prevent sacks, more so with the Cowboys than the Redskins. On top of that, the Redskins have had a lot of injuries at the position as well in terms of their tackle position. A lot of those guys have been banged up recently, so that's definitely going to factor into this game as well when it comes to sacks that I think is going to be pretty disruptive in this game for the Redskins. Then, of course, you look at offensive score percentage. Cowboys are much better in that respect as well than the Redskins. The Redskins' offense has just not been the same this year, and a lot of that has to do with the lack of talent, the talent that left. But the bottom line is that the Cowboys are just able to put points on the board more often than the Redskins, which gives them a clear advantage in this game. Now, when you go to the defensive side of the ball, there definitely are some things that favor the Redskins, starting with defensive offensive score percentage. The Redskins are better when it comes to preventing points compared to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a defense that does some sexy things, but they don't prevent points from being put on the board on every single defensive drive, which is I think is one of the key stat. Like it's the most important stat on defense. The ability to prevent teams from putting points on the board should be probably the most important stat on any defense, and the Cowboys are just not getting it done when it comes to that. And the Redskins are not amazing at this either, but they are a little bit better than the Cowboys in that respect. On top of that, you look at turnovers, the ability to create turnovers on defense. The Redskins are much better than the Cowboys in that respect as well. Sacks is in favor of the Cowboys, though. The Cowboys have been very good in terms of sacks, which again, it comes back to the fact that the Cowboys they do the sexy stuff well. They do the sacks well, but they don't do everything else well. They don't get the turnovers, and they also don't prevent the points from being put on the board. Then, of course, you look at interception ratio, more so with the Redskins here. The Redskins are just able to create turnovers and interceptions more often than the Cowboys, who have had issues in terms of that particular factor. Now, when you get to special teams data, so looking at special teams, punt return yardage more so in favor of the Cowboys, kick return yardage more so in favor of the Cowboys as well. Defensive punt return yardage is also in favor of the Cowboys. Defensive kick return yardage is more so with the Redskins. Field goal percentage overwhelmingly is with the Cowboys, which is a big deal because when you have a really good place kicker, it just gives you inherent advantages, even in close football games. If this is a close football game, if this is a game that is going to be decided by 3 points, you want to have a place kicker that you know is going to be money in any of those situations, and that is something the Cowboys have that the Redskins don't have. Then, of course, you look at extra point percentage, slightly in favor of the Cowboys, but not amazing on either side. And then finally, look at punting average, which favors the Redskins. But the overall data does favor the Cowboys. The Cowboys just have a better overall offense, of course, than the Redskins. And their defense is not amazing. It's not an amazing defense. But they do some things well. Sacking the quarterback, for one, is something they do well. This Redskins offense has had some injuries at the position in terms of the tackle position. So I think there will be some opportunities here for the Cowboys to get some pressure and do that kind of stuff. But again, this just looks like a shootout. It looks like a close game, but the Cowboys will come out on top because of just some of their inherent success they have on offense versus the Redskins, who have been having issues on offense overall. Then, of course, you can look at some other sort of matchups. So look at completion percentage. This is the Cowboys' completion percentage compared to the Redskins' defense when it comes to completion percentage, and this more so favors the Cowboys in this respect, except for second down. Then you look at the Redskins in terms of completion percentage versus the Cowboys in this respect, and the Redskins are favored as well on offense when it comes to completion percentage here. Then you look at rushing downs. This is the Cowboys' rushing offense versus the Redskins' rushing defense. And the Cowboys are favored in this game when it comes to first down and third down situations, pretty much. And second down is the only area where there has been some resistance on the Redskins' defense. Second down has been the main area where the Redskins have been able to prevent first downs from being had in that particular area. Then you look at Redskins' offense versus Cowboys' defense when it comes to rushing. And this pretty much is in favor of the Redskins' offense. The Cowboys' rushing defense has not been amazing. The best down that they've had is first down, but they have the worst second down rushing defense in the NFL right now. So the ability to prevent first downs on second down, the Cowboys are the worst in that respect, and they're also not much better on third down. So this is definitely a game that I think the Redskins will have some success running the football because of those particular aspects. Then you look at passing downs, Cowboys passing offense versus Redskins passing defense. And the Cowboys are better in terms of third down situations. But the Redskins do have it in terms of second down and first down situations. So the Redskins actually have somewhat of the advantage here in that respect. Then you look at the Redskins offense versus the Cowboys defense when it comes to passing downs. And this more so favors the Redskins in terms of second down situations and third down situations, which again underscores the fact that the Cowboys defense is not very good against the run and not very good against the pass. And they also give up a lot of points as well. So the Cowboys defense gets a lot of sacks, but that's about it. Like every other defensive category, they're just not getting it done the way they need to get it done to be a good balance for this offense. Then, of course, you look at sack rate. Cowboys offense versus Redskins defense when it comes to sacks. Heavily in favor of the Cowboys in this particular aspect on every single down. Then you look at the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense. Cowboys are in favor here, of course, on first and second down for the most part. You look at interception ratio. The Cowboys versus Redskins mostly favors the Cowboys, but second down is definitely the down where the Redskins have most of their success when it comes to creating interceptions. And then finally, you look at the Redskins offense versus Cowboys defense when it comes to picks, and more so favors the Redskins offense because the Cowboys just do not create a lot of interceptions, which is an issue. I don't know what they need to do. They just have to create more picks, and they just haven't been able to do that overall. So overall, my general feelings about this game, I think that it will be a Cowboys victory. And I think for the most part, when you look at all the data, I mean, again, I really do like this Cowboys team. I think the offensive line is very good. I think, of course, they have Ezekiel Elliott, who is an amazing running back. Dak Prescott has been extremely efficient, having a very similar career to Russell Wilson even. But the big difference between this is that Russell Wilson had a great defense on top of his general efficiencies, And that is the missing piece to this Cowboys team is, I kind of see where they're trying to, I'm not going to say they're trying to be like the Seahawks, but there is some things here and there where you go, wow, this could be like the Seahawks, but they don't have that dominant defense. They don't have that defense that has all these star players at every level, and, they don't have that sort of thing. So everything is offensive dependent, and you're going to win football games that way. I mean, if you have a really good offense, you are going to win your share of football games. But if the Cowboys want to get to the next level, if they want to get to that Super Bowl, championship team kind of caliber type of team, they have to get better on defense. They have to create more turnovers. And if they can do those things, they're really going to put it all together. But until they do that, I just see this, team having issues. But overall, I think it's going to be a Cowboys victory. I just think the Cowboys will be able to put up more points than the Redskins at the end of the day. However, I do have some reservations because of the issues that the Cowboys defense has. And I think that's going to be an issue going forward because of those particular issues. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well if you like. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.